Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we have another content creator named Brand Online. So a couple people messaged me on Discord sending me this video because Brand Online he's pretty much getting attacked by the Genshin mob because he said that version 5.4 is mid. So once again, content creators getting attacked for just simply expressing their opinions, and if the community doesn't like your opinion, they're gonna attack you. And Brent Online, if you're watching this video, I feel you, bro. I feel you. That's all I can say. I feel you. Because this happened to me too. I will say that is literally the loud minority that's acting this way. I'll say like 75% of my comments in my 5.4 reaction video wasn't even that bad. Like, people were actually chill. Of course, there were some people who disagree with me, and that's totally fine because, everyone has their own opinion and preferences. If you like version 5.4, good for you. If you don't, good for you as well. I don't really care. It's just that once you start attacking people, calling them awful, that last comment I was talking about in my previous video, calling people awful because they don't like something in version 5.4, or attacking people because they said that the update is mid, it's fucking childish. It really is childish. So we're gonna go ahead and react to this guy real quick. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to Brand Online's channel. Really dope content creator. But let's go ahead and watch him.
We gotta talk about something. YouTube, welcome into a little video, a little sit-down video, minimal editing, just me talking to you about something that I've noticed a lot going on recently, and it's honestly something that needs addressing by more people, I feel like. Where do I even start?
I'm addressing it, bro. I'm addressing it. All right. I'm addressing it. And honestly, this makes me very happy because I don't really see Brand Online making a lot of videos talking about, how toxic the Genshin community is. But the fact that he has a lot of influence in the community, him making a video about this is really, really good because he loves Genshin. And the fact that he's also experiencing, toxic positivity in his channel, it just really shows that nobody is safe. Marco Meatball got attacked. This guy's getting attacked. Nobody is safe, bro. Nobody is safe in this space. It's crazy.
Start with this, man. Okay, so I feel like you all gotta understand, and this doesn't go to all people, but a loud minority of people, that number one, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, including yourself and including content creators. And number two, mid doesn't mean bad. I don't know where this notion came from that when somebody calls something mid, it means it's bad. It means it's terrible. Mid, by definition, means middle.
That's how the community works. It's either you like the game or you don't like the game. There's no mid, there's nothing. If you don't like the game, they're going to attack you. If you like the game, they're not going to attack you. So it's like, you have to love the game, bro. That's really what it comes down to when it comes to the Genshin community. If you don't like the game, if you criticize the game, they're going to attack you, bro. That's literally toxic positivity. It's getting to a point where opinions are no longer allowed in the Genshin community. It's no longer allowed. It's only one opinion that's valid, and it's you loving the game. When I said that I don't like static images, like, somebody literally said that I'm awful because I said I don't like static images. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. It's like they don't even know who you are as a person. They don't know your personality. They don't know anything about you. But they judge who you are based off of a video game, based off of what you want out of a game. It's crazy.
Like a 4, 5, 6 out of 10 doesn't mean bad. We just reacted today to the Genshin 5.4 live stream, which had some pretty cool looking story stuff. Nothing crazy, no All Conquest level stuff or Dainsleif stuff, which would be considered good by the vast majority of people. A new character, standard character, in my opinion.
I will agree. The Dainsleif quests are actually pretty good. I love the Dainsleif quest because you learn a lot of things about, Conria, what's going on, the secrets of Teyvat. Like, this Dainsleif story quest is actually pretty good. I like it a lot. But yeah, 5.4 is literally just a filler fest. It's just a filler fest. And once again, I have no issues with Genshin implementing filler updates because Wuthering Waves did the same thing as well. So I don't mind. The problem is the quality of their filler patches. That's the main issue. Like, if you're gonna push out a filler update, but there's really not much going on in that filler update, you're just playing mini games, playing a filler story quest that doesn't really matter. It's like, can you really say that it's a good update? No, you really can't. It's a mid update. It's mid or bad. If some people like it, don't really care. But me personally, I feel like it's a bad update overall because the quality of the update is just terrible. As soon as they showed the static image, I was like, yeah, L update, bro.
Opinion
Like
doesn't look
static
exactly
images.
great.
Oh man.
Mid, and a few events that are just, you know, the events that we get all the time, or like very minor reskins of events, or something not pertaining to the main gameplay of the game.
Hold up. I like how he's wearing chill out. He's wearing a chill out shirt while talking about this. That's actually kind of funny, but let's continue.
Game, which is the combat and exploration stuff. So in my opinion, the 5.4 update looks mid. It looks like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I gave it an official 6 out of 10. The amount of people that I've had commenting on that video saying, oh my god, you're disrespecting the devs, wanting them to work like robots, wanting them to be machines. You're just
what the fuck are you? What are these people talking about? So us saying that we want the devs to actually put in effort and actually make the game good, we're telling them to be, you know, like slaves. We're telling them to, you know, work their asses off. Like, come on, guys, come on. All we're asking for the devs to do is just simply put in effort. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for much. We're just asking them to put in effort. You know, when it comes to the resin system, we asked them to improve it. They only increased the cap, but they never really improved the system itself. So it's like, it's stuff like that where, yes, the community, they're gonna ask for the devs to do a lot better, but you can't just sit here and defend the devs and be like, oh, you can't criticize the game because the devs are putting in all this work. How are they putting in all this work when literally every update is just I wouldn't say every update, but there are some parts in Genshin updates where it's unnecessary dialogue. They're pretty much rerunning like the same events over and over again without making them permanent. Like you can't really say that they're working extremely hard when we're complaining about the same thing over and over and over again. Can't really say that, bro. And once again, everyone has their own fucking opinion. Using the devs are working hard. Your opinion is invalid. It's fucking stupid, dude. It's
reaching
stupid.
for something to be angry about. It's so tiring to have people like making these wild accusations, putting words in your mouth constantly. I said the patch looks mid. That's all I said. Obviously, there was a bit more context to it while in the live stream itself, but nowhere did I say I want the devs to work infinitely harder or anything like that. There's also a lot of people in those comments and in multiple other videos comments saying things like, well, you might shit on it, but for people like me, a mid patch is good because it gives me time to save. Bro, good.
That's the same, bro. That's the same thing they said to me, bro. They're literally saying the same thing to me. Like this person commented, they said, you know, I don't care if it's a mid patch as long as the story is good. I'm pretty sure you guys saw that comment on my previous video. They're like, I don't care if, you know, there's NPCs. I don't care if it's this and that. As long as it's a good patch, I don't really mind. All right, congratulations, bro. Good for you. Good for you. The problem is, after they tell you that, they follow up with like an insult and say, oh, you're a bad person because you don't like X and Y. It's like, you want me to respect your opinion, your preferences, but you can't do the same in return. Make it make sense. And then when you respond to them, you have to be respectful about it. You gotta, you know, talk in a, you know, calm tone because you don't want to hurt their feelings. It's like, holy shit, bro. It's like we're dealing with kids, man. Actual children.
Good. I'm not. Listen, as a content creator, my job here is to entertain. It's to be my honest self, entertain people, and also enjoy myself and be honest with myself. And that's what I've always done since starting Genshin. And I can promise you right now that is not going to change. If I find something amazing, I'm going to say it's amazing, even if it's a difference from what other people think. If I find something dog shit, I'm gonna tell you it's dog shit. If there's one thing that I want you guys to know about me, it's that I'm not gonna beat around the bush and I'm just gonna tell you how it is. And a lot of people might think, oh, but you're so positive all the time. Bro, I'm really not. I just like things that not everybody likes, man. I really like the rhythm game in Genshin. I spent probably...
Yeah, I will say, you know, there are some people who will go after this guy and say, oh, you know, you're too positive, you're too positive all the time. You know, you like some of these things and we don't like it. It's like, hey, at the end of the day, bro, it's still his opinion, it's still his preference. If you like some things in Genshin Impact, you shouldn't attack him for it. Sure, you can disagree with the guy and say, I don't think that this is good, but attacking him and saying that, you know, his opinion is dog shit because you don't like something in the game, it's fucking stupid. You know, it's really dumb. And, you know, there will be people who will come out and say, you know, you're always making videos talk about Genshin Impact because, you know, everybody's pretty much talking about the game. You're just following the trend. First of all, you can look back in my Tower of God New World videos. I criticized that game to death. I criticized that game like crazy. And, you know, the devs, they actually listen to some of my feedback in the community and they're actually making the game better. It's not just Genshin Impact. I don't care what game it is. If I see that devs are treating their players like dog shit, I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna be real with y'all. When it comes to Genshin chills, they deserve it. They deserve it. I don't care. Like they're far too gone for me to actually have sympathy for them. I don't care. When it comes to Genshin chills, I don't give a fuck. But for every other community, like you have Wuthering Waves, they have their toxic side. Um, Kurobots, they're always glazing the game, and if you say one bad thing about Wuwa, they come after you. Yeah, Wuwa definitely has their toxicity. HSR, they also have their toxicity as well. Tower of God New World also has their toxicity. But the difference between those games and Genshin Impact is that when you actually criticize the game, those games, those people, they're not gonna come after you and say, "Oh, your criticism is invalid." They're actually gonna try to argue with you. They're actually gonna try to bring valid points to counter your argument. Meanwhile, when it comes to Genshin Impact players, it's like, no, you're just wrong. Like they don't create a counter argument. They just say you're a bad person, you're rage baiting, clip farming, whatever, saying all these, throwing all these terms around without actually coming up with a counter argument to prove that their argument is correct. That's the reason why I just can't take the Genshin Impact community seriously, is because they're not arguing as of to why the game is good. They're just arguing out of bad faith because they just simply love the game. And they just can't accept that everyone has their own preference and everyone has their own expectations when they're playing a video game.
Probably 12 hours playing it last week alone, and I don't like certain other things like the combat that's currently in the game because it's just not my cup of tea. But for things like live streams, like Genshin updates and stuff, I've always been honest, dude. I don't know where this notions come from that everything's 10 out of 10. No, dude, I always give my opinions at the end of story quests and all conquests and things like that, and most of the time I give it like a 7, 8, 9. There's been the very rare case where I've given, I think maybe 2 quests that I've given a 10, maybe even just 1, and it was Baiju's, because it just hit me different. And yeah, a lot of my titles and thumbnails for the live streams is like, this live stream's insane, this live stream's great, and it's usually because I genuinely think that the live stream's a very good live stream and it's going to be a great update. Obviously, it's overhyped sometimes in the title and thumbnail for clickbait because YouTube just works that way.
I agree. It's like you have to understand where he's coming from, because some people would say, "Oh, you're clickbaiting." That's just how YouTube works, bro. That's how YouTube works. There's like a whole system that tells you what to put on your title, which thumbnail you should use. That's how YouTube works. All right? Like don't hate the player, hate the game. That's just how YouTube works. You have to use a thumbnail that's going to drag in attention so that people can actually click your video and watch it. That's how it's supposed to work. So, can't really blame the guy, man. It's part of the game.
Blame me, blame the company. Like I said, this is a job as well. I'm going to be honest, but I'm also going to play the algorithm to my maximum potential. But like, we really got to stop villainizing people for having a different opinion to yourself. If you can't use critical thinking skills to just understand that somebody simply has a different opinion and isn't trying to force that opinion on you, then I beg you to better yourself as a person. And yes, this is a rant, dude. This is coming off as a rant because it is a rant. I'm tired of seeing it freaking everywhere. Brings me on to people like Marco, man. So many people have like basically driven Marco out of the space.
Thank you, man. I'm glad that he mentioned this. Like, it's actually insane. Out of all people, Marco got attacked, bro. I was not expecting that. I was honestly shocked that Marco, out of all people, got attacked by the Genshin community, man. That right there just shows that nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. It doesn't matter how wholesome you are. This community, they don't give a fuck. They're going to attack you no matter what. You have to glaze the game 24/7. There's no in between. There's no fence sitting. You can't say mid. It's either you say the game is good or the game is bad. If you say the game is bad, you're banished. If you say the game is good, we're going to glaze you. This community is just so one-sided, bro. It's so one-sided, and you just can't have an opinion. You just can't.
Bro started making woo-wah content because he loves the game and loves the music, and Marco himself has said he is a very passionate person. He's a very emotional person, which I think is a great thing. It's a good thing to be able to show emotions, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, whether it's sadness, empathy, happiness. It doesn't matter. Emotions are good to show. Being vulnerable is not a bad thing. Some people take on criticism better than others. I've kind of learned at this point to just push it to one side, but I'm so sick of people misconstruing what other people have to say. But when people put stupid words into your mouth and like make you out to be this kind of villain that's forcing other people to do stuff,
that's what I'm saying. It's like come on, bro. Like when I reacted to the version 5.4 update, man, it's like some people were saying that, oh, I love the update. Why are you trying to force me to dislike it? When did I ever force you to dislike version 5.4? Let me know. Let me know when I ever, if somebody can send me a screenshot, word for word, when did I ever say that you have to dislike version 5.4? Didn't I say at the beginning of the video that this whole entire reaction is based off of my opinion? I said that at the beginning of the video. I said, me personally, version 5.4, I'm not feeling it. I feel like it's a lazy patch. Some people said that they like the version update, and I said, hey, I respect that. That's your opinion. Nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I just don't like how they're being lazy with this update, how they're just putting in zero effort. It's just not good. But if you still like it, I don't care. I don't really care. That's you. That's your preference. But they are gonna sit here and put words in your mouth to make it seem as if you're the bad guy, you're the horrible person, just because you don't like the update. It's fucking insane, man. It's like they have to have it their way, man. They have to have it their way. If they don't have it their way, it's like they just malfunction. No, they malfunction. They start glitching and shit because it's hard for them to understand that everyone has their own preference and opinion. So when they see a content creator expressing their own opinions and thoughts, it's like something in their brain just snapped. And then they're like going into the comment section, keyboard warrior style, and just going crazy. They just go absolutely insane. I'm telling y'all, man, we got to make asylums great again. These people, they need to be placed in a psych ward. I'm being dead ass. Like, this shit is fucking pathetic, bro. It's crazy.
Drawing the line, you know? So many people pushed Marco out of this space because he just doesn't want to deal with that kind of stuff anymore. I'm pretty sure he deactivated his Twitter account because people on that platform just can't put two and two together sometimes. But YouTube comments are a whole different ballgame as well at the end of the day. The majority of the time, people can just use critical thinking. Oh, God. But like, the stuff that I saw on Marco's stuff, all he's doing is sharing his appreciation for music. And sure, one of the biggest concerns that people had about him was like the thumbnail that he used. It was like a woo-wah thumbnail saying what woo-wah did great or something, and it had a Genshin character, you know, crying or drowning or something. I can't remember. And people said it was like poking the bear, you know? Yeah, it was. But there's a line, dude. Like, you can't, well, you can, but you shouldn't care more about your pixels than the words you say to some real person. Whether they're a content creator or not, it doesn't matter. I see these people all the goddamn time saying like, oh, but they're a CC, like they're paid to do this. It's not the case. Also, if you see the amount of drama that is in the industry at the minute and the amount of views those videos get, do you not think it'd be just better to cover drama all the time and be negative about the games? Bro,
that is true. You see, that's what I'm saying. I say it in every video. It's like these people who are saying you're drama farming or rage baiting, nigga, that's because of you, bro. You can only blame yourself. You see the video, and the way I do it, I try to put indicators in my thumbnail and my title as much as possible to let you guys know that this video is not gonna be about me glazing the fucking game. This is gonna be a video about me criticizing the game and me probably reacting to another content creator criticizing the game as well, or them talking about how trash the community is. I put as much indicators as much as possible, and you still click the fucking video. So the only person you can blame is yourself. I'm just doing what every content creator is doing, right? Making thumbnails that's going to attract attention, creating titles that's going to also attract attention, but at the same time, providing good content that can probably entertain some people. And, you know, maybe my content will entertain some other people. It is what it is. You know, my content isn't for everybody. But at the end of the day, you chose to watch the video. You clicked the video, you watched it, and then you go in the comment section and say, this is a rage bait video. You still watched it. You watched the video, and then what makes it even more funny, after they watch one video of me talking about Genshin, they move on to the next video of me talking about the game again, and they comment the same thing. Guys, I've seen it multiple times. And once again, the comment history. The comment history is so useful. It is really useful because you can see each person's comment history, and that pretty much helps me out because it helps me understand who's watching me out of pure anger and hatred and who's watching me just to, like, who's watching me. How can I say this? Like, there are two types of people in this space. People who are going to watch you out of pure hatred, and people who are going to watch you to see where you're coming from. Those are two types of people in this community. So the comment history pretty much helps me filter out, you know, all the fucking weirdos and then keep all the real ones in.
Bro, the amount of drama farmers that I see that are absolutely killing it in the YouTube scene, and I have no shade against that, dude. You do what you gotta do. As long as you're being respectful to other real people while doing it, it is what it is. You're playing the content game. What I'm saying is, if people are being...
I 100% agree. As long as you're being respectful, and I'm being respectful about it too. Like, have you guys ever seen me shit talk another content creator, name drop, and say, hey, this content creator, don't watch them because they're this and that? Fuck no, bro. I respect every content creator, man, because at the end of the day, we're just doing what we got to do. We're doing what we got to do, providing content, getting bread, and that's it. We call it a day and move on with our life. It's not that fucking serious. Once you start attacking other people, attacking other content creators because you disagree with them on something, that's when that's a problem. That's when it's a problem. And that's when like your whole channel is like, all right, you're tripping. But if we're just doing drama content, minding your own business, reacting to other content creators, being respectful about it, expressing your opinions and thoughts, nothing wrong with that.
Being positive. You shouldn't shit on people for being positive if they're genuine with it. The same way as if somebody's negative, you shouldn't shit on someone for being negative if they're genuine with it. If nobody else is getting hurt in the process, what's the problem? If someone's given that genuine opinion on a piece of media, you shouldn't attack the character. You shouldn't attack them as a person. You shouldn't send threats to them, because that's what I've been seeing a lot lately. A lot of people
100%.
need to grow a backbone and realize that real people actually have feelings and emotions compared to your pixels that you care about so much. Oh, it's a sad world, man. It's a sad world. I feel like we've regressed so much in the past few years, and this has been happening on the internet for God knows how long now, and it's a shame, really.
I feel like it got worse after the pandemic. I feel like the pandemic, it made a lot of people antisocial because, you know, for the pandemic, everybody was just shut inside their houses. Everybody was just on their electronics, on their devices, glued to social media. And the fact that Genshin Impact came out during the pandemic, you know, that's when a lot of people were glued and attached to the game. I think the pandemic just really it just made everybody antisocial. And now that, you know, the pandemic is over and everybody's going back outside, you know, we're all, you know, socializing with each other, interacting with each other, approaching each other. People don't no longer know how to, how can I say, it's like people no longer know how to be decent human beings because we're just so glued to the internet. And that's why I say this all the time. The internet is a curse to humanity, but at the same time, it's one of the greatest gifts to humanity, right? It made things a lot easier, but at the same time, the internet pretty much allowed people to not get punched in the face in reality, in real life. Because if a Genshin shill were to come in my face, right, and say what they comment under my channel right in my face, trust and believe me, bro, I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you. I'm gonna punch you. But I can't do that because you're on the internet. I can't punch you through my screen. I think the internet also comes into play. Like, people just talk this way because there's no accountability, there's no consequences. They can just say whatever they want. But if this was in reality, face to face, it'll be a whole different story.
It is. It's a big shame. Like I said, criticism's one thing. If it's criticism that is constructive, I think it's a great thing. I think constructive criticism is needed a lot of the time. For example, if I put like a spoilery thumbnail or something, then sure, criticize me on that all you want. If I'm rushing through something and saying I don't like it, call me out on it like HSR. I just finished 3.0, absolutely loved it. I give it a 9.5. It was absolutely fantastic because I took my time with it over the course of a week and split it into 2 to 4 hour segments every single time. Absolutely amazing. Video coming on that very soon. But yeah, I don't know. Something compel me to just sit down and talk about this. It was probably all the comments on the live stream reaction, because at the end of the day, yes, I think it's a mid patch. Do I think it's a bad patch? Absolutely not. Do I think it's a absolutely amazing patch that's gonna blow me away? No, I don't. Will I enjoy it for more than just the story stuff? Honestly, probably not. I probably won't even play the event mini games and stuff because they don't look that fun to me, other than the co-op Spiral Abyss looking thing. But just
Yeah,
because
I agree. The co-op Spiral Abyss thing looks really good, but the problem is it's not permanent. They're not gonna make it permanent, and that's the one thing I complain about the most, is them not making permanent events. Them not making permanent combat events. It makes no fucking sense. But yeah, everything he said so far, really, really good, man. I'm actually glad that he made this video because it just shows how horrible this community is. And it's not just this community, it's multiple other, you know, communities in the gacha space. But I feel like Genshin Impact is like peak, bro. It's like the pinnacle of toxicity because you can literally be the most wholesome content creator and you just say one word, mid, canceled. Like, it's insane.
I think it's mid doesn't mean I want you to think it's mid. If you think it's a 10 out of 10, I'm very happy for you. You'll need to really start understanding that people have their opinions and you're not going to agree with them all the damn time. If you agreed with everybody all the time on everything, that's a you problem. If you disagree with people, that's a good thing. We need critical thinking more than ever nowadays in this world that we're living in. Everything seems to be just spiraling down into this madness that it's just a worldwide echo chamber. It's insane. It's really sad. And I want to say a big thank you to the people that are respectful, especially if you disagree with my opinion and you just give me your opinion. I actually find it really insightful to see why other people like patches like this. For example, like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I get to save my primos and stuff. That's great. A lot of people are like, yeah, I'm so burnt out on the story that having a filler patch to just like take my time for 6 weeks is going to be fantastic. Fantastic, dude. That's great. Like, I have no problems with that. Just wanted to set the record straight. I ain't going to change what I'm doing, man. I'm going to keep being honest. I'm going to keep giving you my honest thoughts, whether I think something's terrible or fantastic. At the end of the day, I cover Genshin because it's a game that I absolutely love. So most of the stuff is going to be good to me. And there's going to be the odd time where I don't like something, which is typically very evident because that's when people come out of the woodworks being like, oh, he's just trying to start drama. No, I'm just being honest. At the end of the day, there's not that many patches that I think are actually like bad in Genshin. There's been like one, I think it was like a Chiori patch or something, where there was basically nothing to do the entire time. It's very rare that I genuinely feel like I very much dislike a patch. I've played through pretty much every single one since 2.7 or whenever I started, 2.6, and I fell in love with the game, and I do this as a job. I am so lucky to be able to do this as a living that why would I cover something that I don't like? I don't know. Some people can do it. I can't, dude. I'd get bored. I'd get angry. I'd get agitated all the damn time. I'm gonna cover games that I genuinely enjoy, which is why I stopped HSR and why I've now picked it up again, because it is genuinely very, very good right now. I highly recommend it. It's also why I play like horror games on stream and why I created a whole second channel purely for Pokemon, because I'm incredibly passionate about it. And one Genshin patch being mid is not a bad thing, man. Not everything can be peak all the damn time. Have some compassion, have some critical thinking. Take care of yourself. Take care of...
Yeah, go to video, man. Hey, this was a good video. Let me go ahead and like this video, man. Good job, Brand Online. I'm glad that this guy decided to talk about this. I'm glad, because it's getting to a point, like I said this multiple times, it's getting to a point where opinions are no longer allowed in this community. That's how bad it's getting worse and worse and worse every single day, to the point where you saying that a patch is mid, you saying that you don't like a patch, is all of a sudden a problem. You're a pathetic person, you're an awful person, you know, you're an evil human being, you're the devil because you don't like version 5.4. It's fucking crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. But this shows that a lot of content creators are they're actually aware how bad the community is. And you know, there are some, you know, communities out there where there are, you know, genuinely bad content creators who cause issues in the community. Like, that definitely exists. But Genshin Impact, that's not the situation. That this is definitely not the situation where content creators are the issue in the space. No, it's the viewers. It's literally the viewers. I'm not saying it's 100% the viewers. I'm just speaking in general terms. It is literally the viewers. You guys are just fucking toxic, bro. And if for the people out there who are honestly respectful, even though you disagree with my takes, nothing wrong with that. You guys can see that there are some people who disagree with my takes in my comment section. I leave them there because, hey, people disagree, people agree. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you have like a valid, like as long as you back up why you disagree, there's nothing wrong with that. Even though if you say you disagree with no reason, I don't really care. But when you say I disagree and you're a bad person for thinking this way, you're a bad person for not liking static images, that's when we have a fucking problem. That's when we have an issue. And you know, you would also have these people come out and tell me, like when I made that one video of me talking about why Genshin is not a good game. You guys remember that video? It popped off, by the way. But you guys remember that pinned comment where somebody was like, the reason why you're not enjoying the game is your own damn doing. It's your fault as to why you don't like Genshin Impact. That's the mindset for these people. That's their mindset. If somebody dislikes the game, it's not the game's fault. It's the player's fault, right? It's the player's fault. It's never the devs' fault. Never. The devs are angels. They could never do any wrong. They're perfect. Perfect devs. It's the players. You are the problem. And that's the reason why we're in a situation where we at today. That's why we're in this situation right now. Content creators getting attacked. It's just a shithole. Like, this is literally just chaos. It's absolute chaos. But I'm glad the fact that, you know, content creators were all coming together and we're actually addressing the situation, because it's getting to a point where you can't even have an opinion anymore. You're going to get attacked for it. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Once again, W video for Brand Online. I'm going to post the link to his video in the description down below. And I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.